Hare Krishna, dear devotees. It's Chandravadna Chaitanya Das back here again at the Bhakti House. And today we have a nice message. We're going to be talking about friendship. But before we get into that, I want to teach you guys a new kirtan song, something a little bit, it's nice. It's a nice song. It's played in the key of C. And so it's very easy to play. And this isn't so much a chord song as much as it is a melody. I like playing melody on it. So, so this past week we went down to Kirtan Park over here in Jackson, and it's really just a downtown park area, like right off of Michigan Avenue, at the corner of Michigan and Jackson here, and it's just a really nice area to do kirtan at. But the song is it's in the key of C, and I'll give you the Indian notation, the North Indian notation, the Sargam. And I'll give you the Western notation as well. So we'll start with the Western notation on it. It's if you guys want to write this down, you can. We're in the key of C, so you can pick whatever C is best fits your octave. I think we're just going to go with middle C for this tutorial. I'll turn up the volume a little bit so you guys can hear it. So that first part right there is Hare Krishna. That is C, D, E, and then back to D. So the North Indian notation would be Sa, Re, Ga, Re, Sa, Re, Ga, Re. Okay, now you're going to find out like literally how easy this is. Your fingers will just magically play this so easily. So Sa, Re, Ga, Re, or C, D, E, D. And the very next note is going to be, we're coming back home to C. C is our Sa. And now we played a little bit slower, just kind of one note at a time, almost even. So da, 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 da. So this brings us back to C. So the first go round is, if you remember, it's C, D, E, D. And then the second one is C, D, E, D, C. But it's played a little bit slower, more pronounced. One note at a time, even spacing on the second. So the first one is, okay, so da, 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 da. That's a little bit faster. The second one is, okay, and you'll see why here in a moment. So Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we're extending that out for Krishna. Okay, now that we've got those first parts, we need, so the next part is, we're still on Sa, and now we're going to go Sa, Ni, Da, and we're going in the lower octave. So this is lower Ni and lower Sa, or lower Da. So Sa, Ni, Da, Ni. Actually, it's Sa, Ni, Da, and back to Sa. Okay, so let's put it together again. We're going to do this really slowly, okay? Sa, Re, Ga, Re. Sa, Re, Ga, Re, Sa. Sa, Ni, Da, Sa. Okay, so that's the North Indian notation for those of you that like to follow along with that. So that's Sa. Okay, and then once we're there, it's going to be Sa again. So it's Sa, Re, Sa, Sa. Or in the Western notation, it's C, D, C, C. Okay, so now I'm going to give it all to you at once in the Western notation, and then I'll give it the whole thing in the North Indian notation. All right, so we have Sa, Re, Ga, Re. Sa, Re, Ga, Re, Sa. Sa, Ni, Da, Sa. Sa, Re, Sa, Sa. And we end there. That was the North Indian. I mixed it up. I told you guys I was going to do the Western first, but I did the Sargam first. Okay, so in the Western notation, this is a little bit difficult, but not difficult, but just okay. So it's C D E D C D E D C C B A C C D C C. All right. So now we're gonna try to put some words with it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, devotee, so that's the tune. So if you want just a nice little sweet melody, and if you've got like the SA46, or this one's actually the SA76, a little bit longer. I don't take this one here out on Harinam really most of the time, simply because it's a little bit longer than the SA46. I like something that will literally fit in that 30-liter backpack that I take with me everywhere. So, and that SA46 does a great job. The 76 is a little bit longer. So, but this one has more keys if you want to get a little bit more technical here and there. So all right, so we've got this. So I think I'm going to put it on maybe, I think 81 is. So it's kind of like a nice little ethnic sound. Let's see what other ones we've got. That's not bad. That's not too bad either. We have the synths too. Don't really much care about that. Kind of a flute sound. Maybe we'll try this. So, do a little kirtan here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And try to put as much feeling as you can into it. If I had another devotee handy, I'd probably have him doing some percussion or something, so we could. So that's kind of the tune. But we'll keep practicing on this. So, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. just added some chords to that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. That's a G right there, if you guys were wondering. Hare Krishna. It's played on the D chord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That's an A without the brightener, the third. It's just a fourth and the fifth. And then I just literally just kind of take my index finger. I'll show you guys here in a moment. We'll probably have to make this video into multiples because I don't like to have my videos too long. So it works nice on this kind of a synth or a flute kind of melody. So let me see if I can. Just kind of show you guys here. I don't know. Maybe I can show you or not. If I can kind of show you. So I can maybe do this with one hand. So if you want to do the melody alone, you could do Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And if you want to build it out a little bit so it's a little bit brighter, you can kind of hear it a little bit better. Hare Krishna. Actually, I did that wrong. Hare Krishna. We're just doing the D with the G for a G chord. Hare, and I'm just leaving that. I'm leaving that the G down. So again, one more time. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. That's the A chord. And then I just take my pointer finger, Hare Hare, and then build back out the C chord. So you see how I did that? So Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So devotees, that's the weekly Maha Mantra tune. So you can, of course, if your voice is better than mine, you could probably make it sound a lot better. But it's from the heart. Krishna is within our heart, and that's really what matters. So, and I guess since we're going to do multiple videos here, we'll just keep this as a single lesson, and we'll just kind of build off of this. But so there's different options. So there's some different options here on the keyboard. So some different options. And if you just want to do piano, or if you want to do traditional harmonium, you can just do that too. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So that's a nice little tune for practicing. And if you want to get out to your local park, even if you're just by yourself, you can actually go and do kirtan even by yourself. And I will share with you guys a little story actually. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, a little off key there, but practice it and you'll get it. So this week I was doing kirtan, and we had some devotees that were coming, and for whatever reason things didn't quite work out. Sometimes Krishna has a plan that's beyond our understanding. And so anyways, it was probably around, I don't know, around 7 o'clock at night, and we just have some little, I don't know, we call them monk scooters, but they're just these little electric scooters that you see the kids riding around on. But I guess adults ride around on them too. They're kind of like commuter scooters that you would see like in a city. So the park is only about 1.8 miles from here. So I took one of the scooters out and I took it to the park with the old backpack with some books to distribute. And of course the SA 46 plus I always take like some other instrument, percussion or something, whether it's that or it's some kartals or something. And then I just go down there and I bring that along so that if anyone wants to join in, they can. So I don't know, I was in one of those moods. I don't know, and we all have our different moods, right? Which is important to recognize, especially for spiritual life. We have to understand like our own emotional state sometimes, and sometimes, we want to be the life of the party. When I say that, what I'm really saying is, connect with other people, like openly and, without any kind of like hold back, you're just normal around people, like this video here. And then sometimes there is that awkwardness that you feel maybe, or that introvertedness. I know I feel it sometimes, and it's like you want to do something nice for Krishna and you're feeling led to do something, but it's just like some part of you is a little bit withdrawn from it, or maybe a little fearful, or a little something is going on in there. And so that particular day I happened to feel that way, and I wasn't really sure why. Maybe it's just because I'd been busy preparing for the devotees and some, hosting them, making prasadam, doing all the tasks and everything that's required. Doing the necessary, or the needed. Doing the needed is how I like to kind of phrase that sometimes. I heard that somewhere and I liked it. So the thing is I was out there and I was thinking there's a place we usually go to, but some of the other people were over there and stuff. There was quite a crowd over there actually, and I didn't want to interrupt what they had going on, right? So I was looking for other places to go, but the ideal place is that place, okay? Because that's where everyone's going to be. So if you're going to play kirtan and you want people to hear the kirtan and get the benefit of listening to the holy names of Lord Krishna, then that would be the ideal place, I suppose. But again, I just wasn't, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I was by myself. I was just kind of a lone person out there. I didn't have the support of the devotees, the association, which is always really nice and comforting too. You feel like you can, I don't know, I don't know, you feel less shy maybe when you have other people around you to kind of share in you feel like a group, it's like a community. And when you have community around you, there's that feeling of like, yeah, we're part of something bigger than ourselves here. But when you're by yourself, it's a little bit different situation. So I went off to one place and there's like a little stage over in the park and nobody was over there. Weirdly enough, I guess nobody wanted to play. So I didn't go on the stage to start playing, which I guess I could have. I just sat on one of the concrete, I guess the viewer place, like where the viewers would sit. And there's like a nice fire pit that they light up in the fall and the autumn time and the winter time here to kind of help keep you warm while you listen to music or whatever. So I started playing, and the very first thing out the gate is someone comes, and it's this drunk person, and they looked homeless and drunk, and they were like, I mean, just like stumbling around, and they could barely stand up, and they almost fell a couple times before they finally found their seat on the bench area where I was at. And they were a little intimidating, I suppose, in some respects, but at the same time, I was thinking, well, this person is very intoxicated, and they seem like they might have some mental health issues. And so, I just said a prayer for them to Lord Krishna. And in doing so, it also kind of like calmed my fears a little bit as well. And so then, of course, I took out I had the SA-46, I was playing harmonium on it, and I was just singing a tune. And the tune that I was singing, I don't know if they were making fun of it or if they were just like, but they kept looking at me like with these, I don't know, like serial killer kind of eyes or something, like just really like the death stare. If you've ever seen someone do that to you, just giving me the stare. And I'm trying not to pay attention, and I'm trying to keep my mind focused. Like the mind will, leave us sometimes, when we're doing kirtan or we're doing japa and everything. So you want to make sure that you just try to keep that, when it happens, you just bring it back to Krishna, bring it back to the mantra. And so that's what I did. And before long, by doing that, a group of some young people actually came over, some younger girls, probably in their 20s or something, came over, and they wanted to check out what I had going on, with the kirtan. And so I handed them the old tambourine and one of them, and then I asked them, please, join me and stuff like that. And I explained to them really in brevity about the mantra. And then we started to have a very nice kirtan. So it's like, even though I didn't have other devotees with me, I had these new devotees, these young people, and we're all just kind of singing Maha mantra, and I had some Maha mantra cards and everything as well. So I just wanted to share that story with you. So if you're fearful or anything, I guess the irony is that had I gone to the place where everyone was at and I just sat down, everything would have been fine. So that would have been great, right? So I ended up just kind of not doing that, and that was where I was probably the most anxious, I guess, or having anxiety or having some issues with the homeless guy and stuff. So maybe there's we think there's safety like when we're kind of alone and kind of by ourselves doing our thing, but the problem is that Krishna can get you out of that comfort zone real quick and bring someone over to you that's maybe a little intimidating or something, that's kind of giving you that death stare and, just making you feel a little awkward or a little unsure of yourself. Of course, you're always free to leave, And I had the electric scooter. I knew I could jump on that at any time and be on my way. But anyways, had a great time. It was a really nice, sweet kirtan with the young people, and some other young people eventually came over. And so we had a nice little crowd, and it was just really sweet here in Jackson. So anyway, so I guess my point is that just learning one little song like we just learned, you can take that with you and have a very meaningful kirtan, even if it's just you by yourself. Anyways, much love and many blessings, devotees. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this lesson on harmonium. Hari Bol. Thanks a lot.